Okay, welcome everybody. I'm glad to be joined by Senators Stabenow, Peters, Carper. So we had a great lunch discussion today. We heard from some of President Biden's staff about what he'll say in the State of the Union, and we're all excited about that. We're going to talk about there's a great deal we've accomplished in a short time with the slimmest of margins. And that makes the State of the Union a good opportunity to remind the American people of how much we've done. We got a lot more to do, but we've got a lot done. And this week, we're going to work to finish another major bipartisan bill that'll help improve one of the most popular and needed government agencies, and that is the Post Office. Thanks to the leadership of Chairman Peters and Senator Portman, we're on the path to passing a long overdue postal reform bill to strengthen mail deliveries, take care of our postal workers, put the post office on a path to long-term financial stability. Last night, the vote was overwhelming, 74-20. It shows the strong bipartisan momentum against this bill. And I want to be clear that this bill has enough bipartisan support to become law. It's the product of months of good faith negotiations led by Senator Peters, and we could have passed postal reform at the end of the last week of the last work period were it not for the capricious obstruction from the senator from Florida. Okay, so I expect that we will be moving forward on postal, and let me call on Senator Stabenow.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really excited to hear President Biden tonight. It's amazing how much he's been able to accomplish, and all of us working together have been able to do in 1 year, and we know there's more to do, and we're committed to doing that. Our Senate and House Democratic Policy and Communications Committees have invited guests virtually. We're glad we're going to be back all in the chamber together. There won't be folks in the gallery yet, and so we have each invited someone to a virtual reception and to be with us today. And these are folks that have been keeping our country moving through the pandemic and benefiting from our efforts during President Biden's first year. So we've invited teachers and parents and small business owners and construction workers and healthcare workers and people all across the country who can speak about what the American Rescue Plan and the infrastructure bill and other things have meant to them. My guest is Scott Hammontree, who is the owner of a local music venue in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We've been able to provide support for 288 downtown theaters and arts and live venues that had to shut down completely under COVID. And they're now opening their doors, they're hiring their workers back, people are coming in and enjoying what they have to offer. So thanks to President Biden's steady leadership, truly steady leadership and competence, working with Congress, we have made enormous progress. We've gotten shots in arms, we've gotten tests in people's homes, and we've got kids safely back to school. We've passed an infrastructure law that's a game changer. It's creating jobs, strengthening our communities, and building a better America. And our economy has seen the strongest growth since 1984. The strongest growth since 1984. But too many folks are still feeling the squeeze of higher costs. And we know that. When you shut down the economy in our country and around the globe, and you see the supply chain challenges and the transportation challenges and everything else that has happened, we understand that we have to focus to get people back in a position where those costs are going down. We know it, the President knows it, and that's why he'll lay out a plan tonight to lower costs for folks while continuing our strong economic recovery. We'll strengthen our supply chains, we'll make more things in America, and like semiconducting chips that are so critically important for our auto industry. We'll press back on price gouging, which is very real, very real. Look at oil and gas prices and what is happening here. They set the prices, and there is price gouging, and I would expect more of that to come. We're going to cut costs for things that keep people up at night. We'll lower prices through competition that helps our small businesses and our farmers and protects consumers. The State of the Union is time to reflect on where we've been and to focus on where we're going. And I'm excited to see our nation moving forward and building a stronger America.
Thank you. Senator Carper.
You want Gary to go first on that?
No, you can go ahead. Oh, you're not doing Postal?
Oh,
Okay, well,
Gary.
okay. So I want to say, because I've been saving this up, neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow, nor fractured ankles can stop Gary Peters from getting the postal bill done.
Thank you, Leader.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're doing it. Not fun.
That's good.
Exactly.
That's good. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, Leader Schumer. That's right. A broken ankle is not going to stop us as we
That's
move forward. This is something that has been literally 15 years in the works, is to reform the Postal Service and deal with very onerous requirements that are levied on the Postal Service that no business in America has to deal with, or no other government agency, and that's dealing with pre-funding health care. A law that passed 15 years ago that saddled the Postal Service with this incredible onerous requirement that costs them money, and as a result of that, it makes it difficult for them to stay financially strong and to be able to provide first-class service to everyone else. We've been working over the last couple of years in a bipartisan, bicameral basis, working with my counterparts in the House, introduced legislation here in the Senate, which had broad bipartisan support, 28 senators, 14 Republicans, 14 Democrats. It passed in the House overwhelmingly a short time ago, and this week we're going to take it up here. I think the American public all agrees that the Postal Service is absolutely vital to this country. They rely on services from the Postal Service to deliver critical medicines, to have small businesses having their packages sent so they can continue to engage in commerce. The Postal Service is the only entity that delivers to every single address in America every single day. It is absolutely essential. In fact, it's in the U.S. Constitution. Ben Franklin was the first Postmaster General. But we have to put them on the kind of financial standing that allows them to be competitive. The bill we have before us will get rid of the pre-funding requirement, which right now requires everybody to be pre-funded, regardless of how many decades they may retire. It will also allow the Postal Service to do what every other company in America does, which is integrate Medicare into their retirees. And these are folks who have been paying into the Medicare their entire career. They've been paying into Medicare. They'll be able to integrate into Medicare. We've also had some very important features in this to protect service. We will now mandate 6-day delivery. American people want to know the Postal Service will be there for them each and every day, 6 days a week. We will also bring more transparency to performance, where individuals who are concerned about mail delivery in their area and they want to see what the on-time delivery rate is, will now be posted online by zip code, so you can look to see exactly how the Postal Service is delivering services to you on a weekly basis. Other reforms allowing the Postal Service to engage in non-postal activities as well. You've got post offices all across the country. That's an opportunity to deliver a variety of other services that will also strengthen the Postal Service. So we're excited that this is before the Senate floor this week. We hope there aren't any more delays. Unfortunately, we had a delay last week that prevented us from acting on it sooner. And let me be very clear. Every day that we delay on passing this postal reform bill makes it more difficult for the Postal Service to provide critical services to the American people. It's important we get it done. It's important for us to show the American people that the U.S. Senate knows how to get things done, knows how to do it in a bipartisan way, and I'm excited to vote yes in the days ahead.
Thank you, Postmaster. Tom.
I just want to say, I want to quote Winston Churchill. Churchill used to say a lot of things. One of the things he used to say is, the further back we look, the further forward we see. Further back we look, the further forward we see. If we look back far enough, roughly 35 years ago, the Constitution was first ratified in this country. The state that ratified it first was Delaware. And one of the provisions, as Senator Peters has mentioned, one of the provisions that created a postal service. Ben Franklin was the first Postmaster General. And when they created the Postal Service, they did for a number of reasons. One is to be able to enable us to communicate with one another in these 13 colonies that became states. Another thing, they wanted to be able to provide a more nurturing environment for job creation, economic growth in the United States. The third thing they had in mind was to bind our country together. They're looking for a way to bind 13 separate colonies together into the United States of America. People ask me why have I been so interested in and worked on postal issues with Susan Collins and others for the last, almost 15 years. And it goes back to when I'm the last Vietnam veteran serving in the United States Senate. I remember full well being in Southeast Asia, and the best day of the week that we had was when the mail came. And we would receive newspapers, magazines, we received care packages, cards, and letters. It was the best day of the week. My sister, my parents are deceased, but when my sister and I were sort of like clearing out their house down in Florida, we came across two things, two treasure troves of letters. One between my mom and dad in World War II, and another between my mom and her younger brother, Bob, who was killed in a kamikaze attack in 1944. Incredible memories that and communications and love that were communicated and really made possible by the Postal Service. All these years later, we still need to be bound together as a country. It's a struggle we go through every single day. The Postal Service has been, for 200 and some years, part of that binding that we need. And the need is as great as ever. I'll just to put it in a little terms, different terms than our chairman has said. The Postal Service is the only entity that I'm aware of that goes to every mailbox in this country 6 days a week, rain or shine. And they carry not just mail, not just catalogs, not just magazines, not just care packages. They carry medicine. They carry ballots so that we can vote and that people can continue to enjoy the right to elect our leaders. So this is not an idea whose time has come. Maybe it's an idea whose time has come again. The last thing I'll mention as the chairman of the Environment and Public Works Committee, we're very much interested. The major source of carbon emissions in our country comes from our cars, trucks, and vans. The largest fleet of vehicles in this country is the Postal Service. And at the end of the day, the Postal Service understands the need to modernize their fleet. Their average 25 years of age. They're gas and diesel powered. They pollute a lot. And in order for them to be able to move to EVs and hydrogen-powered vehicles, they need our help and through the Congress and the administration. And that, after we pass this legislation, we need to do this. And I commend again Rob Portman and Gary for the great leadership they provided. But a close follow-up to this is to make sure that they have the resources to go out there and modernize their fleet in a way that provides continued good service, but also a service that does not endanger our climate. Thanks so much.
And Tom Carper did a lot of great work on this postal bill before he was chair of the committee before Gary, and deserves a lot of credit as well. Questions?
On the question of the Ukraine supplemental, obviously that country needs urgently.
Yes.
Republicans are saying that you're refusing to treat defense and humanitarian aid equally outside of the omnibus in a supplemental package. What say you, and can you get this done?
Yeah, well, first we should get it done. Second, above all, we should be bipartisan on this issue. Nothing would make Putin happier than having Democrats and Republicans divided. President Biden has done an incredibly good job on Ukraine. All the naysayers, a lot of our Republican friends wanted us to pass the sanctions bill before the Russians invaded. That would have torn the alliance apart. The Europeans would have walked away. Now we have seen, amazingly, everyone predicted, they won't do SWIFT. They won't do the Russian central bank. But with the European support and encouragement, and they suffer far more from these sanctions than we do, it's all happening. So I believe that President Biden's done a great job. I believe the country wants to follow his lead. I believe the country does not want to see partisan fights. We're going to work on a bipartisan, robust aid package with both military and security needs. There are very good discussions going on about that right now. The best place to include it is in the upcoming omnibus bill, and that's what we intend to get done.
Why wait for the omnibus bill? There are some Republicans who are arguing that this aid is needed now.
The omnibus bill is the quickest way to get it done. You just put a bill on the floor, you Rule 14 it, you wait for amendments, you wait for agreement. The omnibus is the quickest and most efficient way to get this done. Yes.
Years ago, you voted against the Iran nuclear deal. Do you support the effort to revive that nuclear deal now?
I think that having discussions on this issue is important. There were problems with the Iran deal originally, and many of us have urged in these discussions the Biden administration to deal with those problems. But I think the discussions are important and good.
What do you make of Senator Manchin's proposal to, have more domestic oil production, maybe get, some of these oil leases here, and is that not running afoul of many Democrats who are concerned about the environment?
Look, the bottom line is very simple. The U.S. is a major oil producer. We only get 1% of any imports from Russia. And the bottom line is this. The real problem with the increased gas prices is gouging and monopolies. Democrats are focused on those two issues. We are focused very strongly. You're going to hear a lot more from us on those issues in the near future. Yes? Yeah, well, the president's speaking on a whole lot of different issues. Cost cutting, something that I've been stressing and we've been stressing in the caucus. You're going to hear about things from the president on cost cutting, things like supply chain, things like shipping bottlenecks, things like prescription drugs and getting those costs down, and many others. So this is going to be a real focus for the president and for the Democratic House and Senate over the next months to come. Yes. Look, what I said is our focus, that's a very tiny amount in terms of the whole world oil market. Price gouging and monopolies are the way to reduce the costs in a major way and to do it in a long-term, permanent way.
Bishop,
Last question.
OAP changed their guidance on masks over the weekend in the Capitol. You're going to have people back in the chamber at full strength tonight. I noticed you guys all came out without masks, but you've also got members who are still testing positive who can't be there. Overall, what kind of message do you expect to hear the president give on COVID tonight? What message do you want to send about where the Capitol is, where the country is on COVID?
Okay, let me say a couple of things. First, the president's done a very good job on COVID. If you look at where we were a year ago compared to where we are now, it's like night and day. And that's because the administration has done a good job, and the American people know that. When they're asked about how the previous administration and the previous Republican Congresses handled this compared to now, they see that there's a huge difference. Second, the administration has asked for, and we believe that we need some more COVID relief, because if there's another variant that comes, we need to have an ample supply of vaccines, of medication, of treatment. And we are fighting to get those done, and we hope our Republican colleagues will join us in that. It's a national necessity. Thank you, everybody.